What is up, K-Mafia? It's your girl, Lil Keita, and I'm back with another freaking video. Okay. Before we get into the video, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Click that notification bell so you don't miss another video that your girl posts. And yeah, today we're gonna do excuse me, a small talk on mental health. This video will be going up Friday, so mental health Fridays, right? So we're gonna do a little talk about mental health because I think it's serious and we don't talk about it enough in a like black home or black community period, just because I feel like it gets overlooked like we're crazy or something else, you know. So I think we need to talk about it a little bit more. So I'm gonna just talk about myself for a second and just let y'all know what's going on with me and why I think it's okay to talk about it. So I've been dealing with depression for about since I was like in the 10th grade of high school, just because of everything I was dealing with. So that's when I like started to notice excuse me, I started to notice like little signs here and there. Like there was days where I'll be totally out of it, not wanting to be around nobody, like just sad all day, and my energy wasn't there, you know. And then I'm just like, I don't know what, like at that point in the time, it's like I don't know what's going on with me. I'm just real irritable, and like I wasn't talking to nobody about it. I was just, everything I was going through, I was just doing it by myself, doing it on my own, not talking to nobody, not talking to my friends about it, not talking to nobody. Once I got out of school, going into college, it got a little bit worse. That's when I'm like, I need to talk to somebody about it. I need help, and this is not good. Once I started into college, like I said, my depression got worse and I started having anxiety really bad. I'm like, what the hell is going on? Like, this is not me. This is not the route I'm trying to go into, and I just don't know what to do about it. So I want to say, like, last year I finally went to go see a therapist. Like, I see my doctors all the time and they would ask me like stuff like, how are you doing? Did you ever have suicidal thoughts? Because I feel like they always ask you that. They make you take a survey, or where I go, they make you take a survey to see how you're doing and all this stuff. So one time I took a survey and like my score was like, I'm borderline like having depression or whatever. So they was like, do you want to talk to anybody? I'm gonna bring a social worker in here so we can link you up, because where I go, where the hospital I go to, they also have counseling there. So she was like, I'm gonna hook you up with a therapist, you're gonna talk to the therapist, and then we'll see what, I mean, the social worker, they'll hook me up with a social worker, then we'll see which therapist you would like to go to, and we can schedule an appointment as soon as possible. So I talked to the social worker. After I talked to the social worker, I went to go see a therapist. That following week, I want to say, the following week I went to go see a therapist. The first day I seen my therapist, the first day I seen her, I broke down, because I felt like I was just holding so much in and wasn't talking to, and like I would talk to my boyfriend about it, but it's like you can only talk to a person for so much, and it's like the things I would talk to him about was like, it was a continuous thing. So it's like nothing's really getting solved. So I'm like, I need to talk to somebody else, and I didn't want like what I was talking about to him draining our relationship, and I felt like it was. So I'm like, I'm gonna go see like a professional. So like I said, once I went to go see my therapist, the first day I seen her, I broke down, because we talked about it a lot. We talked about what I was going through, why I feel like I'm going through depression or anxiety, why I had this and all that, and I was just talking. So as I was just talking, I'm just starting to cry and stuff, and it was crazy, because I'm like, this is real. Like you only see like stuff like that on TV and stuff like that, but I'm like, this is real. Like, okay. So once I talked to her about the things I was going through, I did tell her like sometimes I use my own coping mechanisms to help what I'm going through. Like I do draw, I do light candles to relieve stress. Like I love candles. Like y'all should literally see how many candles I have. But I love candles. I draw majority of the time. Or if I'm not doing none of that. I do sit there and watch the same TV show all the time, just because I know it'll put me in a different place and it'll make me like happier and calm down or whatever. So like I said, once I started seeing my therapist, I could see a change in me talking to people, me not being so irritable. Like I could see changes. And then she would give me like her own like coping mechanisms that I could use, like for me to calm down from my anxiety. I can use, like, she gave me this like 5 4 3 2 1 rule, where like 5, I forget what it was, but then it's like 4, what do you see in the room? 3 was, what's the type of things you smell? 2 was, what can you touch? And I forget what 1 was, but it was like all those was like to calm your body down from like building up to anxiety. So I use that. That works wonderful. Once I find out what it's called, I will definitely like leave it in the comments somewhere once I find my papers and stuff. But I like, and then it was like, once I told like my family I was seeing a therapist, it was like, what you need a therapist for? I'm like, y'all don't even know what I think in my mind or what I'm going through. Y'all just feel like I'm spoiled, or since I get what I want, I'm not going through nothing. Like, I'm like, I deal with stuff on the daily that y'all don't even know about. Like, so once I told them that, they were like, okay, well, you can, like, I'm like, yeah, like, I'm having depression y'all don't even know about. I have anxiety y'all don't even know about, because y'all don't ask. We don't talk about it because I feel like I can't, you know. And I feel like that's a lot of the time in Black homes. It's like we go through so much stuff alone because we feel like we can't talk about it. It is okay to not be okay. It really is. We're all not perfect. It is okay to not be okay, you know. And like I said, it's like every time you bring it up, it's like, oh, there ain't nothing wrong with you, oh, you're okay. Like, there is something wrong. I am not okay. Just because I may, there's some days where I may handle it well. I'm not gonna lie, like, I've handled it well because I have to go to work, I have to go to school, just like when school's open or whatever. I have to put on this front for people. You know, when everything was open, I was working with kids, so I have to sit here and put on the best front I can for these kids, because I honestly don't know what's going on in their homes either. So you gotta put on a brave face for them, because you never know. You gotta make sure they have the best day as possible, because you don't know what they're going home to, you know. And like, we need to bring more awareness to this in the Black community. We're traumatized every day because of what we see on social media, but do we really talk about it at home? No. Do we really talk about it in general? Sometimes, yeah, but most likely, no. And it needs to be talked about. There's so much, I feel like there's probably so many people with mental health issues that doesn't see a therapist, that doesn't even know they have depression. They don't know that they have anxiety because they don't want to see nobody, because they might feel embarrassed. Because once again, they might feel like their family won't just be like, okay, you know, it's okay. Or their family's probably the type to be like, oh, you don't need to see nobody. You're like, you're fine, you're okay. Like, no, I need to see somebody. You know? So I just want y'all to know it is okay to not be okay. You know? Mental health is a thing. I deal with it every day. I'm getting better. I'm not gonna lie, like, I haven't seen my therapist for excuse me, a couple of months, just because we have to talk over the phone, and I feel like once we started to talk over phone, it wasn't that effective on me. So I'm like, I just stopped scheduling appointments or whatever. So I really haven't talked to her, but I've been dealing with it. I work every day for real, and I go to school, so those are like the things that's getting me through my day. You know, I still kinda, I'm like, between school and work, I really don't have a social life, so I'm at home all the time. But other than that, like, I've been dealing with it quite okay, if you ask me. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I have breakdowns every now and then, but I get back on my stuff because I know what I have to do. I know at the end of the day I gotta go to work to make this money. At the end of the day I gotta get this degree, so I gotta snap out of it. But let's start talking about it more. Let's start talking about it in our homes more. If you feel like you got depression, you got anxiety, you got like bipolar disorder or whatever the case may be, talk to somebody. If you feel like you just need somebody to vent to, talk to somebody. I'm also here. I will leave my link to my Instagram in the comments because I'm here. I'm going to school for this, you know? I'm going to school to be a social worker. So I know a little bit of stuff. I ain't gonna say I know everything, but I know a little bit. So I just want us to talk about it more in the community. I just want us to be there for each other, you know? So that's all I had to say about mental health. Like I said, if you're going through anything, make sure you talk to somebody. Like, somebody's gonna be out there to listen to you. So just talk to somebody. Because I know a lot of people go through suicidal issues too. Before, like, I hate this to think about it, and I hate to say it, but like, it happens, you know? Like, I've had the thoughts. It happens. Just talk to somebody. Because I promise you, once you talk to somebody, I'm not gonna say everything will be better like that same day, but it makes a difference. So that's my video today. I hope you guys enjoyed. I know it's a lot to take away, but I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next video.
Bitch, this is the mafia. I don't play no games. I let that scope aim. Cartier frames, smoking propane.